everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really hope you're all doing okay and having a great day and an amazing week. My name is Effie and today we are doing my monthly re-review. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, it's where I re-review everything that I tested on my channel in this month last year. So for the month of May last year we are looking at my testing Primark video, a video that actually did quite well, and my Makeup and Mythology video where I tested the ABH Riviera palette. So two very different ends of the pricing scale, but if you want to see me put them on my face, please do just keep on watching. Everything on my face will be linked down in the description box where possible. You can't always link Primark products, but I will do my best. Also, at the end of this video there is a little giveaway. I just felt like doing a random giveaway, so I'm popping it into this video. All the details will be in the description box. They'll also be at the end of the video if you would like to keep watching and find out more. But yeah, just a little box of goodies that I will be giving away to one of you guys. But if any of that sounds interesting to you, then please do just keep on watching. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. I put up 2 videos a week and it is all makeup content. So if that sounds like the type of thing, then this is the place for you. But I hope you enjoy the video. I've already primed my face. I'm going to be skipping over any part of this makeup routine that wasn't tested in this time last year, but it will all be linked down in the description box in case you're interested in what I'm using. So the first product we have to re-review is foundation. And now I have 2 Primark foundations, but the one I tested this time last year was the PS Pro Longwear Radiant Matte Foundation. Medium buildable coverage enriched with pomegranate extract, perfecting and weightless. And I got the shade 123 Warm. This actually isn't a bad foundation. It does have decent coverage and I actually think it sits quite well on my skin. It has a decent shade match, although I do think it oxidizes. I think I remember it doing that. I don't reach for this foundation too often, partially because I just have so many foundations in my collection that I can't reach for all of them all the time. But I also just sort of forget about this one. I don't think it's the best foundation for me, but it's definitely not the worst. I have had issues with dry patches on things like my forehead and my cheeks, and I actually think it doesn't look too bad over them, which is always good. It does have a medium coverage, like I said. It's not full coverage, but it's definitely given me something. I have a lot of spots around my chin and jaw right now, and it's covered them well enough. Like, I wouldn't be mad at this coverage for every day. So yeah, it's a decent foundation. I just don't reach for it very often. Concealer is another product I didn't test out last year, so I'm just going to quickly throw one on. For powder, we have the PS My Perfect Colour Bake It Setting Powder, Shine Control Velvet Matte Finish, Oil Free, in the shade Nude. I'm pretty sure this is the only shade it comes in, so it's not translucent. I actually really enjoy this powder. It is a recent rediscovery, but I've been using it a fair amount. I just really enjoy this powder. I think I am starting to prefer powders that just have a touch of colour to them. I'm not really sure why, I just am preferring them right now. And I think the fact that this is like a Shine Control Velvet Matte Finish instead of being a matte finish, it really helps on my dry patches. I have some powders that really accentuate the dry patches on my face, and this doesn't do that. I actually think this is really nice. It's not too heavy, it's super lightweight, and I really like the packaging. It's got like a net in the package, and then you just sort of put your brush in it and it gets powder on there, but it doesn't give you too much powder. It's pretty difficult to like overload your brush using this packaging. I really enjoy it. Blush is another product I don't have, and I'm actually just going to use the Beauty Bay blush that I didn't use last month in the re-review last month. For bronzer, I have the PS Pro Luminous Sheer Glow Finishing Powder. This is in the shade 312 Medium, and I'll be honest, I think this is a, obviously, finishing powder for people with darker skin tones, but it works so nicely as a bronzer on my skin tone. This is honestly one of my favourite bronzers, especially at the moment. It's in my project pan, so I'm using it all the time. I just really enjoy it. I think it's such a great shade for my skin tone. I understand it isn't made for my skin tone, but I do think it works really nicely. I think it's not glowy, it doesn't have shimmer particles in it, but it is sort of giving my skin a nice little sheen, which I really enjoy. And like I said, it's in my project pan because I am enjoying it so much, not because I want to get rid of it. I just really enjoy it. I think it is a perfect shade on me. I know I've said that 1,000 times, but I really can't tell you how much I enjoy this product, and it's probably the best product I've tried from Primark. For highlight, I have the PS highlighter palette in Rose Luxe. I think they had 3 of these. One was in gold and one was in bronze, and it comes with 4 highlighters. I don't really reach for this that much anymore. These 2 shades are a bit too dark for me. I do like to put this one on my inner corner though. I think today I'm gonna just mix these 2 together and put them both on my face. I think this is a really nice highlight. It's not too powdery. It actually looks really, really nice on my skin. I just don't reach for this that often. I understand that not everybody likes pink toned highlights, but I truly, truly do. I love them. I have so many pink tone highlights, and I think that might be why this one doesn't get picked up that often, just because I have some that are more pink toned. The 2 tones I've used today actually aren't that pink in my opinion, and the really dark pink is too dark for my skin tone, but I do really like it. It gives a nice sheen to the skin. It doesn't look glittery at all really. It does look like there's highlighter on my skin. It's not one of those glowing from within type highlighters, but I think it looks really nice and I quite like it. I just never reach for it, and maybe I should every once in a while. Now I'm going to zoom you in and we'll do some eyes. Zoomed in, I've primed one of my eyes. Let's talk about eyeshadow palettes. Now the first one I have is a Primark one. It's the Cherry palette. I don't think they sell this anymore. That's one of the problems with Primark makeup, is that it's not there for very long unless it's part of their like core collection, which I think the foundation is. I also think the bronzer is. I also think the powder is, but the highlight and the eyeshadow palette might not be. This is what the palette looks like. I'm holding it upside down so you don't get blinded by the mirror. It's obviously very red. From what I can remember, they also had a yellow palette that might have been called like lemon or something, but this is the red one obviously. So the red shades, you got a pop of gold in there. I'll be honest, I haven't reached for this palette since I did my testing video. I just don't wear red eyeshadow as much as I used to, and I feel like I bought this when I was starting to stop using red eyeshadow, if that makes sense. So there we go, that's one of the palettes that we have today. The other palette is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette, and this one looks like this. Again, I am holding it upside down. I've used this palette once or twice since my testing video. I think I tested this in a Makeup and Mythology video, and I think I remember quite liking the look I did in that video. But then I used it once after that, and I used the browns and I didn't really like it, and then I tried using it with another palette and I didn't particularly like that either, so I've just not reached for it a lot. I'm a bit stuck on what to do with these colours. I can either go for matte red with one of these shimmers, or I can go for these mattes with one of these shimmers. I think I'm going to go for a matte red look and then use one of these shimmers, and maybe I'll use the white to help blend it out as well. So I'm starting with the Cherry palette. I will say the mattes in this palette work really, really nicely. They blend together really well. There's nothing wrong with them. I just don't wear red eyeshadow like I used to. I will say the shimmers in this palette aren't my favourite. They just don't have a lot of anything really. Not a lot of pigment, not a lot of shimmer, not a lot of shine. They're just not that special in my opinion. But the mattes do work really, really nicely. As you can see, I am just switching between brushes. I have tried to keep my brushes for each shade different so you can tell which shade it is based on which brush I'm using. I hope that makes sense. I hope you can tell what I'm doing. I am also dipping into the Abh palette. Like I said, I've been really disappointed in this palette. I just don't think it's the best, which I was a little bit disappointed in because I really wanted to fall in love with this palette and then potentially buy more Abh palettes. I did pick this up in TK Maxx, and I saw recently they have the Subculture palette, and I really like the look of that colour scheme, but I've heard really bad reviews about it, and based on the fact I didn't particularly love this palette, it's put me off buying the Subculture. But this palette, again, the shades are working really nicely. I've used 2 matte shades and 2 shimmers from this palette. I'm actually quite excited for this palette to come up in my palette play series so that I can get to play with it and maybe fall in love with it a little bit more. But overall it does work quite nicely. The shimmers aren't my favourite. Again, I just don't think they have a lot of... They have pigment, I just don't think they have a lot of shimmer or shine to them. They just don't particularly excite me. The colour scheme, as much as I initially looked at it and fell in love because it's got bright colours in there, I don't think it's incredibly cohesive. And I think that's part of the problem I have with it. Overall, the cherry palette I quite like. I just don't use red eyeshadows enough to really warrant me having this. And I actually really like this eye look, but I wouldn't do this eye look very often. And the Riviera palette, I feel like I could love it if I use it a few more times and really enjoy it. Maybe I will love it then, but right now it's just not really something I reach for very often. I'm really enjoying this eye look. I think it's very pretty. I am liking the colours. I think everything blended really nicely. I just wish the shimmers had a bit more power to them, but that's absolutely fine. For this look, I do enjoy it, and I wish I used red eyeshadow like I used to. I just don't, unfortunately. Now I'm going to move on to brows. I would normally do mascara, but if you watched my testing Primark video, you will know the ordeal I went through with that mascara. If you haven't seen the video, I will leave them linked down in the description box, but basically I tried a mascara from Primark that looked a lot like the Benefit something mascara, I can't remember. And I did not enjoy it. It basically put way too much product on my lashes and looked absolutely terrible. And I threw it out straight away. I didn't give it a second chance or anything like that. I threw it out because I really didn't enjoy it. So I will go with the mascara in a moment, but for now we'll do brows. This is the 3-in-1 brow. It has a brow gel at this end. It then has a brow pencil at this end, and here in the middle it has a brow powder. I am going to use all three, although I have said in previous videos I really don't rate the brow powder. I don't think it really does anything. But we'll start with the brow gel. I don't think it's a bad brow gel. I will say I don't think the colour is right for me. Although this is blonde and I am blonde, my brow hairs are much cooler toned than this brow gel. And it's just not my favourite. Although this product in general I quite like. Now I'm going in with the brow pencil. It's one of those sort of like triangular teardrop shapes. A little bit like Benefit Goof Proof. I don't mind this. I actually think it's quite nice. I actually think it works quite nicely. Again, it's probably not the perfect shade for me, but it's not too pigmented and it's not like completely not there. So I do actually quite like it and I think it's quite good. Now for the brow powder. As you can see, it comes on this little puff and you like dip it in there to get more powder on it. I just don't enjoy this. I don't think it does anything. Yeah, I just really don't think it does anything other than drop a little bit of powder on my face. Which is just what I wanted, really. Okay, what I'm going to do now is go off camera, catch up the other eye, do my other brow, put on some mascara. I might put on some lashes. They're not really part of the testing, but I might put some on, and then we will finish up with a lip. See you in a moment. I'm back. Eyes are done. I have on the Untitled Cosmetics lashes in Doll, and they are intense. I love them. I think they look very, very nice. It's just something to really get used to, and honestly I think it gives me a completely different persona. I feel like one of those girls that goes and gets their lashes done, and I'm not one of those girls. But anyway, in terms of the eyeshadow, they're both really nice. I just never reach for them that often. The cherry palette from Primark, I do like. They blend it out really nicely. I just never wear red eyeshadow anymore. And the Riviera palette, unfortunately, every time I've used it, it's just not always left a great taste in my mouth. So hopefully I can get a bit more use out of it and try to love it a bit more. The brows, they're fine, and actually looking at them in my monitor, they do match my hair quite well. I'm just not too sure about it. But anyway, let's move on to a lip. And as part of my Primark video, I picked up 4 mini liquid lipsticks. These came in a set and they were called the Amber Edit. I do also have the Pink Edit, which I picked up at a later date. And I think they also do either a nude or a red edit. I'm not too sure. But I have the Amber Edit here. These are the ones that I tested in that Primark testing video. I don't think any of them are going to go particularly great with the eyes, just because the eyes are red and these are obviously amber. But I think maybe this one might be my best bet. Maybe I can lighten it up with either this one or this one. But yeah, we'll give this one a go. They don't have names, unfortunately. They just were part of the Amber edit, so I can't tell you what the shade name is, but let's pop this one on. I actually quite like that shade. Obviously, it doesn't match the eyes. That's absolutely fine. It matches my t-shirt quite nicely, surprisingly. This isn't a shade I tend to reach for that much anymore. Burnt orange used to be my go-to shade. It's unfortunately not so much anymore, but I do quite like the shade. I'm going to try lightening it with this one. I quite like that shade. I quite like them mixed together. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of Primark's liquid lipstick formula. Unfortunately, I think I'm starting to fall off the love train for liquid lipsticks in general. I just find them too drying, and I'd rather wear a hydrating bullet lipstick or something like that and have to top it up throughout the day than have like dry lips all day. But this isn't too bad, and I'm going to be taking this off in a moment anyway. I do like the colour. It's not something I reach for that much anymore. I tend to reach for more pinky tones nowadays, but if I wanted a burnt orange, this would be a great shade for me. But there we go, that is my re-review for the month of May. Let me know what you think of the look. Obviously, lips and eyes do not match. We're used to that here, okay? It's fine. What do you think of the products? Do you have any of these products? Have you tested much from Primark recently? Should I get the Subculture palette? Let me know. Now I'm quickly going to talk about the giveaway. I have just put together a small box of goodies. There's lashes, brushes, a highlighter, a bronzer, an eyeshadow palette, brow products, you know, mix of everything. And I'm just doing this because I have a giveaway box and my giveaway box was getting kind of full. So I thought I would just do a random giveaway in one of my videos. This giveaway is going to be open for 2 weeks, and all you have to do to enter is subscribe, turn on notifications, like this video, and drop me a comment down below letting me know that you would like to be entered. I will close the giveaway after 2 weeks, and if you have won, I will reply to your comment here on YouTube and probably get some contact details for you so I can get your address and send this on to you. But there we go, just a nice little random giveaway. It's not a lot, but it's something, and I felt like doing it. But anyway, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. I put up 2 videos a week and it's all makeup content, so if that sounds like your type of thing, then this is the place for you. But other than that, I will let you go. Have a great day and an amazing week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!